They were once the most famous bearded family in America. But in 2025, the Duck Dynasty clan is nearly unrecognizable. Behind the faith and fame lies a story of shattered relationships, stunning career shifts, and deep personal loss. Some family members have vanished from the spotlight, while others are doubling down on their empire. Here's the shocking truth about what the Robertsons are really up to, and what they've left behind. Phil Robertson. Phil Robertson, the bearded patriarch behind the Duck Commander empire and the beloved face of Duck Dynasty, lived a life steeped in faith, family, and resilience. In December 2024, Phil was quietly diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a revelation that stunned those close to him but was handled with characteristic strength and grace by the Robertson family. True to form, Phil continued living his life rooted in Christian conviction, choosing to remain active in the ways he could rather than withdraw from the spotlight entirely. Though his public appearances diminished noticeably following his diagnosis, Phil remained a guiding voice on Unashamed with the Robertson family, the podcast he hosted with his sons Al and Jace. Listeners of the podcast noted his voice slowing slightly, and his stories becoming more reflective, even nostalgic. But the wisdom, wit, and deep-rooted faith that had made him a beloved figure never faded. The show, which often blended biblical discussions with personal anecdotes, became even more intimate as the family subtly acknowledged the changes Phil was experiencing. For longtime fans, hearing Phil talk about life, God, and the legacy of family in these later episodes became both poignant and comforting. Phil's condition, while kept largely private, was embraced by his family with openness and love. They rallied around him, continuing to celebrate his role as husband, father, and grandfather, while supporting him through the progressive nature of the illness. The Robertsons, known for their tight-knit bond, faith-driven worldview, and unshakable loyalty, showed a quiet strength in how they navigated the months following the diagnosis. In May 2025, Phil Robertson passed away at the age of 79. His death marked the end of an era for the Robertson family and their many fans. The news was shared with the world through heartfelt social media tributes from family members, each capturing Phil's larger-than-life presence and unwavering devotion to his beliefs. Photos of Phil smiling beside his wife, Miss Kay, hunting in the woods, or studying the Bible with his sons quickly spread across the internet, drawing condolences and tributes from all corners of the country. Al Robertson wrote, "My dad was a warrior for the Lord to the very end. Though his mind was fading, his spirit remained strong. He left this world the same way he lived in it, trusting God and loving his family." Jace added, "He taught us how to be men. He taught us how to live and, now, how to die with grace." Fans and friends alike mourned the loss of a man who turned a small duck call business into a cultural movement, yet never lost sight of what mattered most to him: faith, family, and truth. Phil's passing was not just a goodbye. It was a celebration of a life fully lived, a legacy fully realized, and a man who walked his final chapter in peace. Miss Kay Robertson. Following the passing of her beloved husband, Phil Robertson, in May 2025, Miss Kay has remained the heart and soul of the Robertson family. Now in her late 70s, the longtime matriarch of the Duck Dynasty clan continues to embody the faith, warmth, and resilience that made her a fan favorite from the very beginning. While losing Phil was a profound emotional blow, Miss Kay has found strength in the same foundation that sustained their decades-long marriage: her unwavering belief in God, her close-knit family, and her love of nurturing others through home, food, and faith. In the years since a frightening dog bite incident in 2021 left her briefly hospitalized and shaken, Miss Kay has steadily regained her health and vitality. She now lives with various family members in Louisiana, surrounded by her children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren who cherish her presence and wisdom. Though the house she once shared with Phil is quieter now, Miss K is rarely alone. The Robertson family has made sure she is enveloped in care and companionship, something she often says keeps her going each day. Her return to television has been both inspiring and heartwarming. Duck Dynasty. The revival, which premiered June 1, 2025, brought back the beloved family to millions of viewers hungry for more of their faith-filled, down-home adventures. And at the center of it all is Miss K, anchoring the family kitchen scenes where laughter, food, and scripture blend seamlessly. Whether she's preparing a hearty Southern meal, offering a gentle word of advice to a grandchild, or bowing her head to lead a prayer before dinner, Miss K's presence reminds fans and loved ones alike of the power of consistency and grace. Her segments have become a standout of the show, not just for longtime fans who remember her from the original series, but for a new generation discovering the Robertson family for the first time. Audiences are especially drawn to her quiet strength and the sincere way she speaks about life, loss, and faith. In the wake of Phil's death, Miss K's words often carry extra weight, as she lovingly honors his memory while encouraging her family to move forward with love and unity. Off-screen, Miss K remains deeply involved in the family's church activities and charity efforts. She has spoken candidly on the Unashamed podcast about the transition into widowhood, sharing her journey of grief with humility, humor, and hope. Her message to listeners is always the same. Hold close to God, to your family, and to the values that never fade. Uncle Si Robertson. At approximately 77 years old, Uncle Si Robertson has proven once again that he's one of the most enduring and beloved personalities of the Duck Dynasty universe. With his unmistakable voice, signature iced tea tumbler, and off-the-wall storytelling, Si has made a heartfelt and inspiring return in Duck Dynasty, the revival, which premiered in June 2025. His comeback is more than just entertainment. It's a testament to his resilience, faith, and unwavering sense of humor, even in the face of serious health battles. SI's road back to the screen hasn't been easy. Over the past few years, he's dealt with worsening symptoms of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, a condition that had previously limited his ability to appear in extended filming or maintain a steady public presence. His breathing issues required both medical intervention and significant rest, and fans worried that his trademark energy might be dimmed. Then, in early 2025, Si suffered a fall at home that required a brief hospital stay and sparked further concern about his health and long-term mobility. But in classic Si fashion, he bounced back with determination and grit, leaning on his family, his faith, and his famously stubborn spirit. With the support of his nephews and extended kin, Si underwent physical therapy and renewed his commitment to better managing his COPD. While he now uses supplemental oxygen occasionally off-camera, Si has adapted his lifestyle to continue doing what he loves most, making people laugh, telling wild stories, and talking about Jesus. In the revival, Si's return is one of the show's most celebrated surprises. He steps back into the spotlight with his usual eccentric flair, whether he's offering offbeat advice, misquoting scripture in hilarious ways, or launching into long, winding tales that may or may not have actually happened. What's different now, however, is the slightly more tender side that occasionally peeks through. Si has spoken on camera and on the family's Duck Call Room podcast about the vulnerability that comes with aging and illness, especially for a man who once saw combat in Vietnam and never liked to slow down. Alongside co-hosts Martin and Godwin, Si now co-leads the Duck Call Room podcast with renewed purpose. His commentary blends the same irreverent humor fans adore with thoughtful reflections on faith, mortality, and family legacy. Even when discussing tough topics, like his hospitalization or the loss of his brother Phil, Si finds a way to keep it real, grounded, and somehow funny. Through all the changes, Si's love for his family and his belief in God remain his foundation. Whether he's ribbing Willie, praying with Miss K, or offering words of wisdom that only half make sense, Cy continues to be the heart and humor of the Robertson clan. His comeback isn't just about nostalgia, it's about perseverance, joy, and finding new purpose at any age. Willie and Corey Robertson. Now in their early 50s, Willie, 53, and Corey Robertson, 51, remain at the heart of the Duck Dynasty legacy, not only as beloved TV personalities, but as spiritual and professional leaders of a growing multi-generational empire. As Duck Dynasty, the revival, premiered in June 2025, fans saw the couple step confidently into their new roles, not just as the show's anchors, but as the co-leaders of the ever-evolving Duck Commander brand. Willie, once the dynamic and busy CEO who helped turn a family duck call business into a multi-million-dollar company and cultural movement, has entered what he affectionately calls semi-retirement. While he still provides strategic direction and continues to appear on the family podcast and TV series, Willie is increasingly focused on mentoring the next generation. His adult children, John, Luke, Sadi, and Bella among them, are gradually stepping into leadership roles, bringing new energy and digital savvy to the family business while honoring the company's values of faith, family, and hard work. Willie has become more of a guide than a boss, encouraging innovation while safeguarding the principles that made Duck Commander a household name. Corey, ever the steady and creative force beside him, has remained active across multiple ventures. She continues to write best-selling books that blend personal storytelling with Christian encouragement, reaching a wide audience of women and families. Her voice, warm, honest, and hopeful, has become a favorite in Christian publishing circles. In addition to her writing, Corey has also embraced producing, lending her heart and insight to faith-based projects like The Blind, a deeply personal film that explores Phil Robertson's transformation through faith, and his story, The Musical, which reimagines the gospel for modern audiences. Both productions have been praised for their sincerity, creative storytelling, and Corey's ability to connect message with media. Together, Willie and Corey celebrate 33 years of marriage, a bond rooted in prayer, mutual respect, and shared growth. Their relationship, which has seen the ups and downs of fame, parenting, business challenges, and personal trials, remains a powerful example to viewers of what godly partnership can look like. They are candid about their early struggles, their journey through parenting 6 children, including adoption, and the role their faith has played in keeping their marriage strong. On the revival, the couple offers both humor and heart. Willie still brings his dry wit and business-minded perspective, while Corey often serves as the emotional anchor, encouraging connection, faith, and intentional living. Whether leading a family prayer, mentoring their kids, or simply cooking dinner while joking around, Willie and Corey's scenes continue to reflect the deeply rooted values that have endeared them to millions. Their evolving roles, both at Duck Commander and in the Robertson family, showcase a couple committed not to preserving the past, but to preparing the future. Through it all, their legacy of faith, leadership, and love continues to shape the next chapter of the Robertson story. Sadi Robertson Huff. At just 27 years old, Sadi Robertson Huff is stepping confidently into a new season of life, one marked by family, faith, and purpose-driven ambition. As the daughter of Willie and Corey Robertson, Sadi grew up in front of the camera during the original Duck Dynasty years, but her adult life reflects a unique journey shaped by motherhood, ministry, and media. Now based in Louisiana, Sadi has firmly planted roots near her extended family, recently building a stunning $828,000 custom home designed to support her growing household and her growing influence. The sprawling new mansion is more than just a place to live. It's a reflection of the life Sadi and her husband, Christian Huff, are building together. Nestled on peaceful acreage, the home offers ample space for their 2 young daughters, Honey James, born May 2021, and Haven Bell, born May 2023, to play and grow. The couple is now preparing to welcome their third child in late 2025, making this next chapter especially full of joyful, if chaotic, energy. Sadi often shares glimpses of this beautifully imperfect season on social media, striking a rare balance between vulnerability and optimism that resonates deeply with her millions of followers. Professionally, Sadi continues to expand her influence through her live original platform, a multifaceted ministry that includes writing, public speaking, podcasting, and digital outreach. Her popular WHOA That's Good podcast consistently ranks among top faith-based shows, featuring conversations on mental health, relationships, motherhood, and spiritual growth. Despite her growing family and shifting priorities, Sadi remains hands-on with Live Original, viewing it not as a job, but as a calling to reach young women with encouragement rooted in biblical truth. Her return to television in Duck Dynasty. The revival adds another layer to her expanding presence. While she no longer plays the carefree teen viewers remember from the original series, Sadi now brings a mature, faith-filled perspective to the family dynamic. Her scenes often focus on parenting, marriage, and her role in the next generation of the Robertson family business. Whether participating in family meetings at Duck Commander or sitting around Miss K's kitchen table discussing legacy and leadership, Sadi is both a bridge between generations and a voice for the future. Despite the attention and acclaim, Sadi remains grounded. She credits her parents for modeling stability in faith and marriage, and she openly leans on her church community, spiritual mentors, and daily prayer to help her navigate life in the spotlight. As she raises her young children, supports her husband, and leads a faith-based movement aimed at young adults, Sadi is building more than a home. She's building a legacy. Through the lens of the revival, fans see not just the continuation of the Robertson story, but its natural evolution, with Sadi at the forefront, guiding a new generation with grace, grit, and a deep love for God and family. John Luke Robertson. At 29 years old, John Luke Robertson has quietly emerged as one of the most grounded and entrepreneurial members of the Duck Dynasty next generation. Alongside his wife, Mary Kate, John Luke continues to build a life rooted in faith, creativity, and community, while raising three young children, John Shepard, Ella, and baby Wells. Their days are full, balancing diapers and bedtime stories with business meetings and ministry. But the couple has embraced the chaos with humility and a deep sense of purpose. After growing up under the public eye as the oldest son of Willie and Corey Robertson, John Luke has carved a path that reflects both his family heritage and his own unique voice. One of his proudest accomplishments is co-authoring the Be Your Own Commander children's book series, a faith-based fiction collection aimed at inspiring kids to lead with character, courage, and kindness. The series, filled with imaginative storytelling and grounded biblical messages, reflects John Luke's desire to equip the next generation, not just with entertainment, but with spiritual tools for real-life growth. Mary Kate, who shares his passion for storytelling and spiritual formation, is an integral part of the creative process and often manages the behind-the-scenes logistics of their writing and media endeavors. Outside of their publishing work, John Luke and Mary Kate are also successful small business owners in Louisiana. One of their core enterprises is Camp Chioka, a Christian summer camp with deep roots in the Robertson family legacy. Once campers themselves, John Luke and Mary Kate now serve in leadership roles, helping to mentor staff, guide programming, and ensure that the camp remains a place where young people can encounter God in a fun, life-changing environment. For them, Camp Chioka is more than just a seasonal business. It's a year-round ministry. In 2024, the couple added another exciting project to their growing portfolio, King Lane's Coffee Roaster, a locally run cafe and roasting company with a warm, community-focused atmosphere. The shop not only offers artisan blends, but also serves as a space for hosting Bible studies, meetups, and local events. The business has flourished thanks to their commitment to quality and hospitality, as well as John Luke's personal philosophy that good coffee and good conversation go hand in hand. John Luke also appears regularly on Duck Dynasty, The Revival, offering a relatable and thoughtful presence. On screen, he represents a balance between tradition and innovation, often stepping into leadership meetings at Duck Commander, while also wrangling toddlers and talking about the challenges of modern parenting. His scenes are marked by honesty, warmth, and a quiet strength inherited from generations of Robertsons before him. While he juggles many roles, father, author, entrepreneur, speaker, John Luke remains grounded in his faith. Whether he's leading family prayer, working with campers, or roasting coffee in the early morning hours, his goal is the same: to build a life of eternal value. With Mary Kate by his side and their 3 kids growing fast, John Luke is not just honoring the Robertson legacy, he's expanding it in thoughtful, intentional, and deeply meaningful ways. Jep and Jessica Robertson. At 55, Jep Robertson and his wife Jessica have built a life that blends quiet purpose with meaningful creative expression, far from the limelight they once shared on Duck Dynasty. Now based near Austin, Texas, the couple has embraced a more private and grounded lifestyle as they raise their 5 children: Lily, Merritt, Priscilla, River, and adopted son Jules Augustus, affectionately known as Gus. While they remain closely tied to the larger Robertson clan, Jep and Jessica have carved out a distinct path that prioritizes family, faith, and a gentler pace of life. One of their most heartfelt recent projects is Dear Valor, a beautifully illustrated children's book co-authored by the couple. Inspired by themes of bravery, compassion, and encouragement, the book is a letter-style story written to a child about finding strength and purpose in life's challenges. Jep and Jessica have said the book was born out of their own parenting journey and the desire to instill values of faith and confidence in the next generation. Dear Valor has resonated deeply with families, praised for its emotional sincerity and timeless message. Though no longer full-time TV personalities, Jep and Jessica haven't disappeared from the public eye entirely. Over the years, they've appeared in spin-off projects such as Jep and Jessica, Growing the Dynasty, and other digital features focused on parenting, adoption, and faith. Their authenticity and vulnerability, particularly regarding their adoption journey with Gus and their personal growth as a couple, have endeared them to a dedicated audience. They've been open about their challenges, from overcoming addiction and anxiety to learning how to raise a blended, multiracial family in a world that doesn't always offer easy answers. Still, fans noted Jep's absence from the first season of Duck Dynasty, The Revival, which premiered in June 2025. While the rest of the family returned to the screen, Jep opted out of filming, signaling a continued desire to live more privately. His decision was met with support from the family and viewers alike, who recognize that each member of the Robertson clan walks a unique path. According to insiders, Jep continues to support Duck Commander from afar, offering creative input and remaining connected to the family business without stepping in front of the camera. Jessica, meanwhile, remains active in online devotionals, women's ministry, and family outreach efforts. She frequently shares insights on social media about marriage, motherhood, and living a Christ-centered life amid the chaos of raising 5 kids. Her voice, gentle, honest, and full of grace, has become a comforting presence for followers navigating similar seasons. For Jep and Jessica, this chapter is less about visibility and more about intention. They're pouring into their children, stewarding meaningful projects, and living out their faith in ways that don't always make headlines, but make a lasting impact. Their life near Austin may be quieter than their reality TV days, but it's rich in purpose, love, and the kind of legacy that matters most. Jace and Missy Robertson. At 55 years old, Jace Robertson remains a key pillar of the Robertson family legacy, blending his steady leadership at Duck Commander with his role as a voice of faith and insight on the widely followed Unashamed podcast. As Chief Operating Officer, Jace oversees the day-to-day operations of the family business that helped launch the Robertson clan into the national spotlight. While Willie has stepped back into semi-retirement, Jace continues to keep Duck Commander running with the same focus on quality, values, and tradition that made it famous. Known for his dry wit, hunting expertise, and rugged honesty, Jace has found a second calling behind the microphone. Alongside his older brother Alan and their late father Phil, Jace co-hosts the Unashamed podcast, which has grown into one of the most respected faith-based audio platforms in the country. With its blend of biblical teaching, family stories, and unfiltered commentary on modern culture, the podcast continues to reach a broad audience of listeners seeking truth, humor, and spiritual clarity. Since Phil's Alzheimer's diagnosis and eventual passing in May 2025, Jace has taken on an even more central role in shaping the show's direction, honoring his father's legacy while engaging deeper in theological and personal conversations with Alan. Off-air and off-camera, Jace's life is deeply rooted in his relationship with his wife, Missy, and their shared mission. The couple has long been involved in ministry and creative pursuits, and one of their proudest accomplishments is co-authoring the Princess in Camo book series, a collection of faith-based fiction stories aimed at tween girls. Inspired by their daughter Mia, who was born with a cleft lip and palate, the series emphasizes strength, individuality, and God-given purpose. Through these books, Jace and Missy offer young readers empowering messages that reflect their family's journey of resilience, especially after Mia's multiple surgeries and public health challenges. 2025 brought more joy to the Robertson household when their son, Cole, announced his engagement in March. The family shared the news with pride and excitement, celebrating Cole's next step with warm social media tributes and quiet gatherings at home. Jace has spoken about how proud he is to see his children grow into mature, faith-driven adults, acknowledging the challenges of parenthood while embracing its rewards. Cole's engagement marks a new chapter not only for him, but also for Jace and Missy, who are stepping into the season of watching their children build lives and legacies of their own. In Duck Dynasty, the revival, Jace continues to appear as a calm, thoughtful presence, balancing business strategy with brotherly banter. Whether he's in the woods, the boardroom, or behind a podcast mic, Jace brings a clarity and authenticity that viewers and listeners trust. His quiet leadership, spiritual wisdom, and commitment to family are not only key to Duck Commander's future, but to preserving the enduring heart of the Robertson brand. What do you think about the members of Duck Dynasty family? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.